Hello, Yannick. Welcome to Wanaka.
Hello, Santo.
This is episode number 5, the last week of January. I've successfully made 5 episodes for this month. Have you heard the other 4 episodes?
Well, a bit, I have to be honest. Not all of them in full completion, but I listened to Mariano's podcast yesterday. As I know him in person, obviously, it was a pleasure to hear him talking about Argentina and again, like cultural differences, what is happening there. He was talking about mate a lot, so yeah, that was interesting. I liked it. Yeah, happy to be here. Looking forward to the episode today, and let's see what we are talking about because we haven't really decided on what we are talking about.
Yeah.
So we will see. But yeah, let's go.
How was your day today?
Well, to be honest with you, I slept quite long because I couldn't sleep last night. I don't know why. Maybe I should not have played with my phone so long. I don't know. Did not fall asleep, and that's why I slept pretty long today. But I don't work right now. I'm in transitional phase, so that's why I can't do that. I don't have to get up that early. So yeah, that's it. Then I made some breakfast. I had some, organizational stuff to do on the computer, and now we're sitting here and recording the session.
What's your daily breakfast usually like?
Date breakfast. Oh, that depends. So if I do have a little bit more time, I try to get some bread, of course, because I'm German. I love bread. I love everything about bread. So if I do have the time, I'd like to get some nice bread and then put on some cheese on it, or I don't know, tomatoes or whatever. If the time's limited, I think I'd either probably I'd go for porridge or muesli. That's the easy solution. Just adding some milk to it, some nuts maybe, and that's usually my breakfast.
You know what I had for dinner yesterday? I bought bread with cheese, which is common from Aldi, the common one, and I bought mint, like the mint leaves.
Yeah.
I put that on top of the cheese. I took bread and I dipped it and I ate it. It sounds like a very disgusting combination, but it tastes so good. Mint, cream cheese, and bread. It's really good.
It doesn't sound that disgusting. Actually, that's what I really like about this type of breakfast or whatever if you have it in the evening, it's also fine. But like combining the different elements, like as you say, bread and cheese, and then some vegetables or whatever, that really works out very well. So, no, don't find that disgusting. Actually, it sounds good.
Yeah. So, but at the end of the day, it was very filling, very cheap, very tasty, very healthy.
When you saw me like having the typical German breakfast the first time, for example, I don't know, when you for the first time saw me and I had probably bread and then adding some, I don't know, for example, some peanut butter to it or something. Did you see that before, or was it like the first time happening?
First time. For you, I've seen a lot of first times. I've seen you having milk with peanut butter, with fruits, which has apple and banana, and you mix all of that and you eat it, and you also mix oats sometimes. It sounds so healthy. I don't think I can ever eat that. Like maybe I can. I mean, I always take a spoon from you or from someone, obviously, but after that, I don't think I can go for a full-fledged breakfast having that entire thing. I need that Indian masala in my mouth. That spice, that kick to be there.
So crazy. Like every time I see you having like pasta or whatever masala or whatever, in the morning, or let's say the early midday, I'm always. I mean, I know that you do that, but for the typical German, it's typical to have like some common breakfast, which is always like lighter, and you having a bit more, let's say dishes that contain some power. I always find that funny and interesting, but it is what it is, huh?
When was this? Two days ago, you were eating 1 kg of gnocchi with vegetables and vegan chicken.
No, I think that's usually pretty pretty helpful. For example, if you cook, and then I don't know why we are talking about cooking so much, because it's definitely not my one of my strengths. But so when you cook and you have like a huge amount of pasta, for example, and then you add like additional stuff to it, like vegetables or chicken or or whatever. I think it's always good to have everything in one big pot. That's how I do it, and then I have stuff for at least 2 or 3 days prepared, and then you can just you can eat it whenever you want to, and you don't have to worry about it for the next 2 or 3 days. And since I'm always worried about what I have to eat, that's helping.
Yeah, but you're also a very good cook. You made that lentil soup. I don't know what you call it, but it tastes so good.
Well, I'm very happy that this is part of the podcast now, because I'm not that much. How do you say? I don't believe that much in my cooking skills. But if you say so, I'm happy.
You don't believe, but all of us believe, because you made this lemon pasta also once, super tasty, and you also promised me cookies, which I don't know when I'll get.
Yeah, damn. One day, maybe.
Do you want to
Let's talk about you a bit? Yeah, why not? We can switch the seats today in talking a bit about you. We don't have to talk about you all the time, but I can also ask you 1 or 2 questions. So now I'm the host and you have my guest.
Do the intro.
Hello, radio check. This is Yannick here in the podcast. Wanna come in the center? Hello, my guest. Welcome. How are you feeling today?
Good. How are you?
So Sento, tell me, how's your life right now? I mean, you're here in Barcelona now for how long? 2.5 years?
Yeah, like you.
Yeah, 2.5 years. What has changed in, let's say, in your life from the day you arrived here in Barcelona compared to now? What have you observed over the last weeks, months, concerning yourself? What are big steps or like smaller steps that you think you've taken? And I'm just interested to see, where do you see yourself compared to like a couple of years?
Big topic. I don't even know where to start from. But a couple of years when I came back, I had no expectation, no nothing. Absolutely zero thoughts in my head. And I think I'm going to tell the story again. You're going to listen to it for the 100th time. But when I was on the plane to Barcelona, I was looking at the views and stuff like that outside the aeroplane, because there were only about 8 to 10 people in our flight because of COVID. So no one else was there. And the pilot was very friendly. He was like, look right, it's the city of Cairo. It's right below you. And the island in Italy, Sardinia. Yeah, he's like, look right, this is the island of Sardinia. I was like, oh, wow, I can see Italy from the top. And as we were passing Sardinia, after an hour or something, the plane just shifted on the left side, took a left turn, and I'm looking on my right. No, huh? I'm looking on the right, and then I see these mountains with completely green. I know it's not green to you, but for me, it's super green. It was so green. And then I saw this, like a giant wheel on top of the mountain, the Ferris wheel. And then I saw a beach. I saw the city. I was like, oh, this is a nice place to live. I mean, it looks very nice from the aerial view. And then literally the next second when I was thinking this, the pilot was like, on your right is the city of Barcelona. I was like, oh, wow, this is where I'm going to stay for the next 9 months. 9 months became 2.5 years.
Back in, like, and that day, did you see the harbor and everything from outside, like the plane window? Did you see that? Because for me, every time before the plane arrives in Barcelona, that's very spectacular to see, like, the harbor and where all the life is happening, people walking around, and I feel like that's always catching my attention.
Yeah, it's a very beautiful view. I've not been to many countries or many cities via aeroplane, but I would say this is one of the best views to see in terms of the aerial view, because the airport is by the beach, so it has to be above water with the city view. So the view is amazing. So I thought, okay, I'm just going to live here for the next 9 months, and yeah, here I still have.
Nice. Yeah, true. I mean, at the end of the day, I feel like what you said, outer Barcelona is pretty greenish. It's just like maybe not the center part. You rarely find some parks or some trees or whatever. But if you leave the city a bit and you go, I don't know, with a car 1 hour away, there are quite a lot of national parks and trees and forests and all that. So actually, it's not that bad when it comes to nature. So
Yeah, that's very true. I think if you have a car over here, really good, like north of Catalonia, I think it's very green, like the dark green, which is like thick green, German green. No?
not sure. Yeah.
Okay.
So okay, now you explain, or like now you talked a bit about your arrival when you came to Barcelona, and adding like my next question to it. So you arrived, and what did you do the first couple of weeks here in Barcelona? What because let's give the audience an impression here. But for me, if I would, for example, see myself leaving Europe and going, I don't know, doesn't really matter which country I'm
India.
going to. Let's say India, but it could be any kind of
No, just India.
environment. Okay,
No.
I would be probably at the beginning so overwhelmed with like everything that is going on there, because okay, you speak English there, which is a plus, which is good. The people also do speak English, but when it comes to traditions, when it comes to rituals, when it comes to like things that are expected from you to do or not expected, or what you see on the street, or I don't know, when it comes to the job or whatever, I feel like it's a huge contrast. It's a huge big difference, and I feel like the difference is a lot bigger than, for example, relocating from one European country to another one. So that's why I'm asking you, like, how were the first weeks? Was it easy? Was it stressful, or what did you feel back?
I don't think it was a big decision that I made. I know it sounds very big that I moved from Abu Dhabi to Barcelona. A lot of people over here, including you and a lot of our friends, have also told that you've moved from a different country, different religion, different language, everything is different. It's a huge jump, but I never saw it that way. I just wanted to do masters. I came here. That's how I see it. I never thought like, oh, it's a different country. At the end of the day, people are people. If I find my people, good. If I don't, it's not the end of the world. Like I finish my masters, I go back, it's done.
Yeah, that's true. I feel like having some people surrounding you that you feel like safe with, or like that you have, like at least help you to, not being completely lost. I think that it doesn't matter that much where you are. I can imagine, I can guess, but I feel like having more or less safe environment is then like a good starting point for the rest. Yeah.
Yep, true. So when I left, I was like, I wouldn't say I was happy, nor I was sad. I was just neutral. Because obviously I was saying bye to my mother, bye to my friends. But then again, I was doing my master's in sports management over here, and I was looking forward to it. So it was neutral. And then the moment I entered the house, I was like, this is a nice house. The owner is very nice and everything. And then he left, he closed the door. And then I sat on the bed and I was like, oh my God, what am I doing here alone? Because a lot of people back in Abu Dhabi asked me, you don't know anyone there. Nobody has ever been to Spain. Usually people go to UK or Canada or US, maybe now Germany as well. But Spain, there's literally nobody. And I don't know why I chose Barcelona. It was super random. And that's when I realized, like, oh my God, I came here alone without anyone, or I don't even know any family, friends. Nobody's there. But then that hit me for like maybe 5 minutes. After that, I started getting hungry. And then I was like, oh, yeah, there are very good bakeries and everything. I went straight to a bakery. I had a very nice, what do you call this? Those bun rolls, chocolate rolls, all of that. And that's it. I was happy eating that. And I was like, okay, I'm going to eat this every day now. That's it. No, I mean, I ate it for like 1 or 2 weeks. And then I was like, man, I need my masala in my mouth.
Yeah, no, but I feel like it's very true what you're saying, that there are so many things at the beginning that you kind of want to, that you need to find out in order to not survive. That sounds a bit weird, but in order to progress with your usual day, like finding supermarket, finding the food that you need, maybe finding a pharmacy and all those things like that need to be involved in your daily routine or rhythm. At the beginning, it's like there are a lot of different small challenges, and you need to make them like you want to complete them. And because of that, I guess you don't really have that much time to think about, I don't know, all the big conches and what is going on and blah blah blah. So probably that's why like finding out about what is going on in your life is taking a bit away, like all your thoughts about home and like the differences between cultures and anything. At least that's how I felt it. So interesting. Thanks for answering my question.
I also thought that I would make a lot of friends from India over here, because that's the general thing. You go to a foreign country and you're with people from your state or from your country, because obviously you bond well. There are more things to connect and stuff like that. I came here, there was not even one Indian, and I was shocked. Yeah, there was no one. I mean, yes, in El Raval. Okay, El Raval is a place over here filled with Indians, Pakistanis, Sri Lankans. So yes, there are families, but I never saw any student in my college or anywhere outside. In my eyes, I never saw anyone. And it was a bit weird, I would say, in the beginning. I was like, how do I talk to other people? How do I talk to these pink people?
Stop. Yeah, because there's so many Germans and so many pinky Germans. So yeah, no, it's true.
Yeah, but then after that, at the end of the day, everyone's the same. You can connect with everyone. Like, I'm talking to you over here. I'm living with you over here. It's very normal.
Okay, good. Sounds good. Okay. Any other questions? Yeah. Now we're changing back, and you becoming the host again. So any other questions for me?
Welcome back. Your host is back. Okay. Can you teach our listeners some simple German phrases or words where maybe when they listen to you, they can be like, I know this word, I know the sentence. So maybe if they meet a German person, they can be like, Ich spreche ein bisschen Deutsch. Perfect, huh?
Okay, so what do we have? Hallo is obviously the most well-known word, I guess.
It's hallo, like Hallo.
Like hello.
Hallo
is pretty similar. So it means hello, obviously. What you can ask is obviously always how are you? Wie geht es dir? Wie geht es dir? How are you doing? How are you?
Let me do it with my Indian accent. So it's more easier. Wie geht's dir?
Yeah, that was the short form, which is obviously a more, a smooth kind.
Yeah, I've gone to B1 of German with Yannick.
That's already pretty advanced. And then you can, for example, respond, mir geht es gut. I am good today. Mir geht's gut is the short form. And well, then at least you have the very basic stuff covered. Like you can say hello. You can ask someone how is he doing, and then he can respond. And then you proceed to like the more deeper stuff in German, probably you will get lost pretty easily because it's such a weird, complex language. But that's it. And for saying goodbye, for example, you can always say, what do you say? I have to think about it actually.
Tschüssi.
Tschüss. Yeah, tschüss.
Why do you guys have the numbers in reverse when you say, for example, the number 34? You say it like 4-3 or something like that, right?
Yeah. Why?
Okay. No.
Okay.
No clue. Okay, but how do you say it?
But at least
Like the translation.
So 34?
Yeah, 34.
Equal to 4 und 30. So as you say, if you're first, you say the last letter, and then you say the first one. So 4 und 30. 30. I don't know why it is like that. At least it's not as difficult as counting in French, but it's still the
French is harder?
Because then
why?
So for example, now I have to speak French. Jesus Christ. Uh, Let me think. I can just remember that, for example, for 89, you don't say 89, I think, but what you say is like 4 times 20 plus 9 or something. So you have to make a calculation. Oh no, at least it's even, I think, more complicated than the German ones.
Wow. Okay, I'm gonna get someone from France so we can talk about this even more. Okay. What is your perspective on UAE, United Arab Emirates? Be very careful. If people over there hear it, it would say.
Well, my perspective is obviously very limited because I don't know that much about it, and therefore I can, the puzzle that I have in my mind is not very complete.
Yeah, but what's the unfinished puzzle?
Yeah, I can try to give you some impressions. So I was in Abu Dhabi, Dubai,
Woo-hoo!
Oman also.
He traveled in Etihad. Woo-hoo!
So what I saw, first of all, was especially in Dubai, that, well, I had the feeling that, for example, when you have a look at the buildings or like the hotels or I don't know what, everything was always pretty, great, big, heavy. So in some essence, it was always like the best hotel in the world, the highest building in the world, like I don't know, always representing like kind of like a world record. So for me, there is definitely a bit stuck in my head that you always had like a pretty great aspect of something, or at least there was always like this feeling of being the best in something. I can recollect that for sure. And of course, usually it's hot over there. But when we were there, it was raining for like 1 week straight, which is, as you told me, very, very uncommon, like the end of the world. But yeah, I can also recollect that I remember that for me it felt a bit strange that there was like let's say a city raised up and created like in the desert, not in the desert, but like in such a difficult environment or living condition. Of course, you have the ocean nearby, which is beautiful and nice, but in general, of course, the living conditions, I guess, are not easy when there are sandstorms and always like temperatures around 30 or 40 degrees.
I have to say the sandstorm is a myth.
Ah, really? Ah, that's
Telling you.
That's good that I say it. So now you can explain. Well, it's not existent, or what?
I mean, it's there. Okay, but it's not like what you see in what's that movie? Mission Impossible? It's nothing like what you see in the movies. It's like it's there maybe once in 2 or 3 years, but it's like very little. You can barely see it. Maybe it's there in the morning, and then by the time you have lunch and go out, it's not there.
So and that's good that we talked about. But in the end, I mean, you can say the same about like living in, I don't know, in Alaska or Scandinavia or whatever. The living conditions are also difficult over there, just difficult. But yeah, those things are definitely things that I can recollect. But in the end, I feel like when you're there, or at least for in my case, you're not that much outside anyways, because it's so hot. So kind of you're in your hotel, then you take a taxi, then you go to, I don't know, another place. So you're usually inside buildings or objects most of the time, and I didn't feel like being outside that much. One evening, it was only a very limited amount of time, but we were like on those, what's it called, bazaar? No, I don't know the word, but when you have like those markets where they sell like spice and everything. At the end, it was probably pretty touristic, but for me, it was still very nice because of the smelling part and the like all the spices that you have over there, or most of them. I feel like they are not that typical in Europe. Like walking around there and just having a look at the different like things that they sold, and then like having like this smell in the air and everything. I still have the picture in my head. It was very, very nice and very, very different to here, just because we don't really have those things in our food culture. So
Now, spicy one. What do you think about India?
well, I have to say that because of you, probably I learned a lot about the country. I didn't know a lot of stuff beforehand. So for example, obviously like the big love for cricket. I mean, I knew that cricket was part of the culture of the country, but didn't know that it is such a big aspect of it. I mean, I learned to get to know the Indian cuisine, the Indian kitchen a lot better because of you and your little how do you call it, startup. I feel like that's something that I really, really like about it. That it's so, it has so many combinations. There are so many dishes existing, and so many. It has just such a big variety of things to offer that I really like, and I feel like in general I could eat everything. They are always delicious, always nice, always seem to be kind of healthy. I can't tell if they're healthy, but it feels to me pretty healthy all the time. So food and cricket are now the things that come to my mind immediately. What I also learned from you, of course, is like that India is divided in such essence that you have so many different, of course, first of all, languages in the country itself being spoken, at the same time that like being in one part of India doesn't mean that it's the same like or in the northern part or in the southern part or whatever. So we talked about like weddings a lot, and you explained to me that there are also big, or at least some differences in the cultural traditions and how you celebrate stuff. And I feel like that's very interesting to hear, but in the end, I feel like you need to experience it yourself in order to see it in person and to understand it on a deeper level. That's why, of course, I want to be invited for the big marriage of Santa back home in order to have food on banana leaves and having the full experience. So that's no, but I feel like I really would like to learn more about the culture, and like, of course, having someone like you able to explain you things and could help you out would be very, very interesting, and I feel like even more helpful to understand like at least the basic parts of your culture, in order to to learn them better and to know what is going on there. So it's on the list, on the back.
Who's your favorite cricketer?
Well, I will tell, but then you be mad at me. You will be angry, but because he's the only one that comes to mind. No, it's not yours. So Rohit is obviously. Who? Is it called Rohit? R-O-H-I-T.
Oh, Rohit Sharma. Yeah, I mean, he's a good cricketer. Nothing wrong in him.
He's my superstar, my hero.
Okay, I think that's the end of the podcast at end of Yannick.
But maybe one day we get to see a cricket match together. Although I find like 6 or 8 hours a bit long.
That's the long version. There's a short one for 3.5 hours.
But first, and then. But what I like about it is that it is pretty analytical. Do you say that? And it contains a lot of statistics, and it's like, if you understand it a bit, then the numbers obviously have a meaning, and you obviously can, you make some assumptions based on that. But if you don't understand,
yeah, it's true. There's a lot of data. Like every second, as you said, for every player, there's a lot of data. Whoever is bowling, batting.
What? Any further questions for me?
I mean, there's a lot, but for now, no, because it's like we already exceeded time. But yeah, we can obviously chat another day for another episode. Bro, please. You're literally like 1 meter away from I can pull you.
Well, thanks for having me. It was great talking to you. It was a pleasure. The combination of topics was very wild, but I liked it. It was very chill, relaxed. So thanks for, how do you say it? Tuning in.
You can say whatever you want.
You say that it's your podcast. Yeah.
Okay, I mean, I just wish this was a video, like a video podcast, so you guys could see how Yannick is sitting. He's all laid back in his hoodie, and I'm really hoping that the mic has picked up his audio. No, but I think it has. Well, you guys let me know. Well, Yannick, thank you so much for today's episode. Thank you. Have a very good day.
You too. Ciao, guys. Bye-bye.
Juicy.